Hello, I'm MCToon. I was watching some of my YouTube feed recently, and a video came up by David Emery. Very good one, where he compares the size of the continents, the measured size of all the different countries together, and the size of the surface area of the oceans. And they compared this to the surface area of the Earth if it's flat, and the surface area of the Earth if it's a sphere. It's pretty good. Now, so I'm going to mirror it here. And I do have to warn you, if you're flat earther, it uses ninth grade math. So it'll probably go right over your head. See if you can find a middle schooler to tutor you a little bit, to give you some help. So anyway, here comes great video by David Emery. I want you to go and you could pause it now and go to see his. Or you could watch the rest of this and then go see his, watch it again, subscribe to him, and enjoy the rest of his videos. It's good stuff. He's very smart, and when you see a comment by David Emery, it's going to be great.
Well, good morning, everybody. Today I wanted to talk some more about the spherical Earth versus the flat Earth. I've got this incontrovertible evidence. For me, it's just a mind-blowing result. If you can continue saying that it's flat, I sure would like to hear your explanation of that. First, we need to talk about radii. So for the spherical Earth first, the radius is well documented. You can look it up anywhere. 3,958.762 miles. Boy, that's a lot of significant digits. For the flat Earth, the radius is not documented, but it can be calculated using latitudes. So the North Pole to the equator is 90 degrees. The equator to the southern edge is also 90 degrees, for a total of 180 degrees. If we assume that the distance per degree of latitude is 69.1 miles, again, you can look that up anywhere. So we can calculate the flat Earth radius to be 180 degrees times 69.1 miles per degree, gives us 12,436.8 miles. So now let's consider surface area for each one of these. So for a flat circular disk, the surface area A is equal to pi r squared, which is equal to 3.1415 times 12,436.8 squared, which gives us 4.86 times 10 to the 8 square miles. That's also 486 million square miles. So now for a sphere, we know that the surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared, which is equal to 4 times 3.1415 times 3958.762 squared. That is equal to 1.97 times 10 to the 8 square miles, which is also 197 million square miles. So when you look at those two numbers, that's a considerable difference. 2.5 times difference. So now what I needed to do is find some way that I can compare those two numbers with some sort of reality. So I needed to find a comparison measurement. So The surface area of the Earth is made up of land and water. So I found a website that reports statistics about world countries, including area. And that's the website right there. There are 204 countries reporting. I added in Antarctica since it's not a country. It's not a very big number, but I added it in anyway. Now, so we've got a number, or we can calculate a number for the land. What about water? So I found an unrelated website that gives surface area for 18 oceans and seas. And here's the website for that. You can see that they're not related. And so 18 of the oceans and seas is reported. Here's a sample of what my data looked like. I didn't include all of it because, 205 rows would take up a lot more space. So I just show just the first part of the data. So on the left side is country, including Antarctica. The 5.41 is in kilometers, square kilometers. Then I have the data for square kilometers, so you can see each one of those numbers all the way down. Then on the right side, I have the 18 seas and their square miles and square kilometers. So there you have square kilometers for each one of the 18 oceans and seas that they reported. Just for interest, I included depth in feet and meters. So let's remember back a couple of slides. For a flat circular disc, the surface area was 4.86 times 10 to the 8 square miles. For a sphere, the surface area was 1.97 times 10 to the 8 square miles. So here is my Excel spreadsheet where I added up all the data. First of all, I did the sum of the 18 seas and oceans that we saw on the previous slide. 1.37 e to the plus 8, or 10 times, or 10 to the 8. I added up the countries. The sum of the surface area of 204 countries plus Antarctica adds up to 0.54 times 10 to the 8. So if I add those two numbers, easy to add, you get a total Earth surface area of 1.91 times 10 to the 8 square kilometers. I guess it's square miles. So if I compare these the total surface area to the two numbers above, 4.86 and 1.97, you can see clearly that the total surface area of the Earth is 1.91, clearly closer to that of a sphere and not to the flat Earth. Again, 1.91, much closer to 1.97 than it is to 4.86. So I think it's clearly obvious that the surface area of the Earth in reality is almost equal to the calculated area of a sphere with the appropriate radius. At least half that of what the flat Earth would report. So let's look at that data again just for interest's sake. Again, the sum of the surface area of the seas, 1.37. The sum of the surface area of the 204 countries plus Antarctica, 0.54 e to the plus 8. The total surface area, 1.91 e to the plus 8. So as a separate calculation, we've seen many times that the Earth's surface is 71% water. You can look that up anywhere. So what do my numbers show in these numbers above? So let's calculate the percentage of water. I multiply times 100. Then I take 1.37, the surface area of water, divide by 1.91, the total surface area, and I get 71.7% water. So you can, again, it's so clear that I don't see how you can deny it. The Earth is a sphere, clearly. Here are some websites that I used for calculating this data.